This week on Stubborn Grit.
His wife and he are building a house together. Sweat equity. It's like a marriage workshop. Build the dream. How hard can it be? How long will it take? They don't have a clue. They're doing it themselves. Ignorance is bliss. Will they survive? Will their teenagers thrive? What's wrong with you people? Are they crazy? Maybe. Dream big. Don't quit. Stubborn Grit.
It rained last night, so we're trying to keep the rain out of our footings with this big blue tarp. We have a love-hate relationship with all these tarps and plastics. Looks like it's working, so we just need to shot back the water out and start removing the plastic tarps. Now we're spray painting new green lines where we want to remove more of the base rock. We're just wanting our concrete thickness to gradually transition from the perimeter footings up into the 6-inch slab. I'm just shaving off the rock and my son's shoveling it out.
Call me Michelangelo, carving the rock.
Our family enjoys and requires music playing like all the time, especially when working. So after lunch, we're just returning to the build site. My son has recruited one of his friends who's also interested in getting stronger. I'm running the garden cultivator and they are shoveling it out. Seems to be working quite well. Apparently, we're not working them hard enough. They keep stopping and doing push-ups. So yeah, we weren't sure if this would work or not, but it's working better than expected. I mean, we started out swinging a pickaxe, which worked well for our compacted rock pad, but not so much for the hard clay beneath. And this gives me a lot more control over using the backhoe, especially as an unskilled backhoe operator, so I can dig the bottom of the footings flat and while shaving the sides vertically straight. And again, we're only going down a few inches using this unconventional tool. My wife's using a 2x4 here that's cut 2 foot long as a reference for the footing width. Hardworking youth. getting it done. Backhoes are faster, but missed opportunities. This whole idea has been harder than expected. It's easy to dream, but hard to get started. Once started, it can be hard to keep going. It helps to take note of the progress made along the way. It also helps to take note of the people around you, and showing up is a big deal. I'm especially grateful my wife understands some of my stubborn grit, and we're able to do this together. That's our drain coming out of the building. These 45s are a little better. This is the back side, which is a little bit higher. I think I'm going to use all this backfill to help hold these form boards in. I'll still install some kickers in case I need to tweak it. The green is marking where the 45 start. So it's about 3 feet out with a 45. And it's my understanding that just relieves some of that pressure to create the transition for that footer to go from thin to thick. But you know, we're reinforcing the slab, so if it cracks, it should hold together at least. There's our 9 pad footers. These front pads are 30 inches in diameter, 30 by 30, and then the next two on the second bent are 26-ish, and the back 4, 24 inches. So again, this is a post frame building, and I'm doing a monolithic pour. So I'm pouring all the footers on the slab at the same time. It'll all be tied together. It'll be a jointless floor, no control joints. So in other words, it'll crack where it wants to crack. But with our reinforcing, it should hold together. I'm doing basically a number 4, 18 inches on center both ways, in the interior of the slab itself. And we have the bar placed at the top of the slab within 2 inches, worst case 1.5 inches, because that's mostly there for shrinkage cracking, temperature shrinkage cracking. What we have to watch out for is that what they call plastic settlement. Basically, if the concrete bleeds really fast, the concrete will consolidate or settle some more, and it'll get stuck on the bar, and then you create little valleys that outline where all your rebar is, little tic-tac-toe patterns. That's my understanding, limited as it is. It's mostly book learning. But if we get the concrete mix right, under 5 mile/hour winds, and because that would evaporate that surface moisture and bleed it out faster, I guess. So we might do a water reducer just to get the workability up. And it's a bit of a art and science to get the concrete mix right and then actually place it based on the humidity, the temperature, the wind. You gotta have guys that really know what they're doing. We're gonna hand screed this, at least that's the plan. We're trying to do more of a warehouse floor, which is more concerned about flat and level. You know, worst case, the old way of measuring it would be the 1/4 inch and like a 10-foot straight edge. That's for a local variation, I guess. Just depends on how specific you want to get with everything. I mean, you can only do so much hand screeding. You'd have to, to get a flat and level floor without a laser screed or whatever, I guess you'd have to use what they call a straight edge or a highway edge or a bump cutter. You gotta do multiple passes in your finishing to get it basically shaved down so it's flat and level overall, and then of course locally. So there's a lot to it, and it begins in this case with me having set the form boards level. Okay, it's been a long day. I got out here about
6 in the morning.
9:39. No. It was nice and cool. My son was out here to help me with his friend for a little bit, and then my daughter was helping me. She's my chauffeur as well, driving the Gator. What age does it say? 16. It's It's kind of funny how they love to document every awkward moment of their dad's life, but I can't get them on camera.
Where'd we go today? Don't go too fast, because they'll go back the other way they came. There's only one.
Of course, she's still barefoot most days, and now she's operating heavy machinery.